Beacons of Light. April 2019, Solara, update on the planet with 2 suns. A message from the group. Channeled by Steve Rother. April 24, 2019. Greetings from home, dear ones. We join you this day to take you a little further down the road, and share with you what is taking place. Yes, your world is changing. Your own physicality is now starting to shift. Yes, Earth is changing. Your environment is shifting all around you in so many ways. Although it can be a scary time for humans, we also tell you, you're right on time. That's one of the key elements that we wish to share with you on this day. There are several places throughout the universe that have now located the changes that are happening on planet Earth. They have spotted Earth, and can see you much the way that humans use telescopes to find other planets. Solara? In recent years, your scientists have identified many planets located in what they call the Goldilocks zone. These planets are a perfect distance away from the Sun, to be able to support life similar to the biological life that exists on planet Earth. Well, dear ones, you're not the only game in town. You have known that, and we share with you some stories from one of these games on a planet that we will call Solara. Now please understand we have chosen that name, because it fits into your world. When you finally discover this planet, you will have your own names, and your own descriptions for it. However, it does support life similarly to the life you have on planet Earth. We call it Solara, because it has 2 suns, and a different type of a cycle than on Earth. It is very similar in many of the larger aspects, but the daily life cycle is different, and thus the pace is quite a bit slower than on Earth. Collective evolution. We tell you, dear ones, that in the billions of games like yours throughout all that is, every one of them has had some predirection with the exception of planet Earth. Once this was the only game of free choice, but now there are others. Just in the last few years humans have stepped into the 5th dimension, and have created a whole new possibility of realities that you can manifest here on planet Earth. As that evolution is taking place, your planet is changing. Evolution is not limited to humanity. The Earth is going through many of the shifts and changes that we have predicted, and is evolving herself. In some ways you could say that this is a normal progression. Everything has a time limit on your side of the veil, even the Earth herself. Although she is not reaching the end of her time, she is evolving through her stages. Humans take a similar path when they enter the game. They go through childhood, then puberty, and several adjustments of the physical body to hold different energies at different times of their lives. Interactions are a bit different than on Earth, but Solara is a similar planetary system in many ways. Less technically advanced, Solarians are deeply into honor, and what humans call unconditional love. This is more than an experience for them, it is a way of life, which allows them to live comfortably with the extreme empathy they all carry. Solarians have a different makeup than humans as they have a stronger magnetic connection with each other. The veil that they wear is the same, so they still must work to remember who they are, and connect to their higher selves. The main difference is the connection they have to each other. Similar in some ways to the connection that was common in the times of Lemuria, Solarians have a heart connection to each other. They feel their own effect on the world, and others around them. That has allowed them to evolve with harmony at the forefront of their daily actions. It is this heart connection they have with each other that they are now learning to focus on the inhabitants of Earth. It is through these means that they can tap into the events on Earth to a very limited degree. The reason we tell you about Solara is so that you know you are never alone. Also, the daily life of every Solarian has changed since the discovery of Earth. At this moment, many on Solara are jumping for joy, because you are thinking about them. You're returning their connection, and we tell you they have been working to send you love in the most incredible ways. Sometimes when you're not looking, they connect in ways that they can send huge energy waves to planet Earth, and her beings. They do not know you by name, for their technology is not high enough to intercept much. However, they have intercepted some refracted television signals that they have analyzed, and found out a little about Earth. The waves of energy they send to Earth do not need technology, as they use the heart connection to communicate faster than light. That is what they are doing to communicate with you right now. When beings communicate from the heart, it takes no time to travel. You are all an integral part of each other, and on a level unseen you are all connected. Solara sees a change. The technologies they use to search the stars is like those of Earth. Using those technologies, Solara has discovered a change in Earth's aura. From the time they discovered your planet to this moment, they have seen evidence that the vibrant greens and blues that make up the oceans of Earth are changing. Keep in mind that what they are seeing are light reflections created a generation ago, and the changes they are talking about happened many years ago. Their perspective gives them the ability to see this change more clearly. The Solarians are sending an ultra-low frequency to the Earth, and this will help, dear ones. Solarians love the idea that they have found you, and it is a topic at the forefront of their attention. They are not familiar with the fact that humans are at the precipice of an evolutionary leap, stepping up, and not having to go through a lot of the changes that they see coming. But in that energy, we can now communicate with them in a new way. Through you. Let us explain. Many times, we've told the stories of Amor growing up in the days of Lemuria on planet Earth in bodies, very similar to what you have now. They were wired differently. Although the beings in games throughout the universe are quite different than many of you, they all have very similar attributes. When you see some of these other beings, you will fall deeply in love with their form, the way they work, and the way they think. Putting on the blindfolds. On planet Earth you've gone through many different levels of the game after the big shift that occurred around the time of Atlantis, which changed dimensions. It was then that a whole new game was developed for Earth, and a new level was brought forward. It was determined that to play this game of total free choice, the players would step a little further back. You would lose some of your deep connection, and must find your way in the darkness. And that's the beautiful part about it. You see, dear ones, on planet Earth you've actually won the game, and completed what you came to do. But there's so much more. Instead of just celebrating winning the game, and stepping out of the dimensions, which you can do at this point, you stayed, and said, what can we do now? How can we make this easier for those who have fallen behind, and those who will follow? Solarians have found you, and they are becoming familiar with planet Earth, although they do not call it by that name. They have their own names, languages, and ways of communicating. One of the things that they do well is to harmonize around a project, and you are their most important project. Everyone wins when unconditional love pervades. Solara is flooding planet Earth with that right now. You've already seen this replicated in many ways. The Keeper's Keeper, Barbara, talked about it when she shared about people sending healing energies to another person. It's huge, a much larger principle than you can see on planet Earth, because you pushed yourself a little further back. You put all the other layers of the veil in front of you to do that. Intro density. That has been the perception as humanity fall into density, but nothing could be further from the truth. It was an intentional move, which set up humanity to win the game. Even though you're stepping into an entirely different level, and starting a new game right where you are, Solarians don't know that. What they think they see is a planet in trouble, So, they're quite concerned, sending energy and love. This concern for Earth and her people has brought the people of Solara together in ways that we could have only dreamed. It has been many years since the people of Solara have came together in this way. It is bringing a new level of love to Solara and all of her inhabitants. On Earth they see a cycle progressing that they're very concerned about, but they do not have the technologies to reach her. Solarians cannot even let you know that they are there, other than the huge heart energy that they are sending you. Why? Because, if you discovered a planet off in the distance that suddenly started radiating in a way that drew your attention, it would make the front page of all your news outlets, especially if you believed there was life. Observe the miracle. We are sharing this with you because Solarians are sending unconditional love to every being. We are not just talking about humans, but also the trees and forests of Earth. They are sending healing love to the animals, insects, coral in the oceans, and every form of vibration on the beautiful planet Earth. What can you do? You can send back your love and tell them you're all right. Solarians are in the unusual situation of observing the miracle that is about to take place on Earth. It would be wonderful to have them watch this entire procession, because you will meet them at some point. If you simply continue this evolution path, you will reach a point at which you no longer need the technology outside of you. Why? Because you'll have the essence of it incorporated into you. Then at that stage of evolution you won't need the physical representations of many of the technologies you now use daily. That will change everything, and will start opening the hearts, so humans can start moving out of their thinking brain into that feeling energy. More than anything else, what we'd like you to do is to send back unconditional love to Solara. Reflecting the love. You see, dear ones, Solarians are experiencing incredible shifting themselves. Although they have gone through different processes before, they've never had to go that far into density. They have never had actual war on their planet, even though they have had challenges from time to time, such as making a big decision that will affect several generations going forward. Solarians will then need to learn how to carry that power, and balance it with their empathy. They will use that energy in a powerful way to empower each other, and it's now anchored in a very beautiful way. Their focus at this point as a collective of a planet, which is actually bigger than yours, is to send you love and energy. They've discovered a neighbor in the universe, and they'd love nothing more than to come and meet you, to shake hands with you, and share stories with you. Their observation of your planet is helping them to understand what is important for their next step of evolution, which is facing their societal challenges currently. What you can do is send back the love, and let them know you're aware, and are setting the pace for all that is to come. From Solara it does look like Earth is going through a death cycle, yet everything must go through a death in order to have a rebirth. Does it not? Earth is not dying. Like you, she will evolve to a new level. Earth is a magical lady. She can take care of herself, and she's doing rather well. Bask in the love. You will receive these waves of love that Solarians are sending. You will also have some strange dreams from time to time as a result, because that's how they process things. They send energy to you on a heart wave, which you would translate more into dream time. If you find yourself is a dream filled with love, look up, and you may see two suns. Solarians are bathing you in the most beautiful unconditional love, because they have finally found something similar. For the first time they've found life in the universe, yet they're still not even sure it's life in the way that they know it. They have now intercepted some fun and exciting things. Even though they've had a great deal of difficulty interpreting and figuring out what your television signals were, Solarians now know much more about human life on Earth. In the days ahead, we ask you to reflect back to Solara unconditional love. What happens when you love something so much, and you put your energy into it? What do you do when you fall in love with another person, and form a relationship? You find out all the different ways of loving them. Do that now with the Solarians. Send them a beautiful thank you, because what that will do for them is to set a wave of comfort energy throughout their entire planet. They are watching much of what is going on from a vibrational standpoint, and they can't interpret it all. They cannot actually watch your television in real time, so they communicate with love. Sit, and make that connection. Know that you're not alone in the universe. You never were, but then you've always known that. There are many other beings from games not yet discovered. There are many who walk among you even today, although you have never been able to prove it. You have been very close at least 4 times on your planet, but chose to look other way. You see, dear ones, there's been a lot of scary energy around outer space beings, and other planets, despite the fun you have with it in science fiction. Solarians are beings of the heart, and they have been very concerned about your planet. The Earth herself is now sending a signal back to Solara for the love they have been sending to her. And, if you also send your energy to say, hello. Thank you, brothers and sisters, welcome to a harmonic vibration. Every being on Solara will breathe a little bit easier, because they will feel that energy, and a new connection. They will even start working on different technologies that will bring you a lot closer in the near future. You see, dear ones, you're very unique throughout all that is. You've known this, for you had your seat reserved for everything that is beginning to unfold. We tell you, there is no room on planet Earth right now for those who are not active. You're here, because you have something to do. If you just put one foot in front of the other, gain that confidence as you step forward, and send out your wonderful laugh, you'll be right on target. A whole new game is about to emerge. Once that door is opened, 8 billion will follow. Enjoy this journey, dear ones, and know that you're never alone. So many are right there with you in the different dimensions of time and space. Our love transcends all, and we hope you feel it often. Take it, use it, anchor it, and create your highest visions for yourself as you step into the new game. It is with the greatest of honor that we greet you in these ways, and ask you to treat each other with respect. You're looking into the eyes of God, nurture one another, and hold those doors open every chance you get. No matter what game you're playing, play well together. Espavo. The group.